And why we created that is because with the advancement of AI, and of course the individual, I will not name him, who is the current president of the United States, them using AI to reframe America's history and the dark aspects of America's history to do, obviously, slavery, the transatlantic slave trade. They want to rewrite that to say that America was a lovely place, as if these things didn't happen. Well, they did. So my positive response to that was, well, if we create something that people use on a day-to-day of how they're planning out their lives, whether they're creative or other, we can list in there the cultural things that are happening with black people, and it's a way of marking and archiving these things happen. So if somebody goes into Google or whatever and they type transatlantic slave trade and it just brings up zero, you don't know what that is because somebody's overwritten it as to what NA was saying about these biases that people are typing in. We have documented proof, well, there was a transatlantic slave trade because people do a remembrance event on this date every year, and there's a reason why. And if they come to us and say, well, what is the transatlantic slave trade Remembrance Day, we can then speak about that and then point people where to go. So the 10-word story feeds into this weaving of stories and collecting this archive from across the community. That runs through Black History Month, which is in October in the UK, but we've extended that into November because there are other community groups that have seen it on LinkedIn or have you, and they now want to participate. Obviously, I'm speaking to you today, so this is something that I would love you all to participate in as well. The idea of 10-word story, once we receive these submissions, is then it goes in then the following year's planner that we then create. So then the new people that are buying this planner, in their week to week or day to day, they then have your story as an affirmation right there in black and white. Yeah? Any from Nigeria, she has written XYZ, whatever it may be. What we then want to do with that information, as well as it being in the planner, we can then use them on garment labels, within our lookbooks, across social media, exhibition walls, branding in films, augmented reality overlays. There are many ways we can use these stories. The idea is that then it becomes a ritual, this annual thing that happens every year that we do, that the Black community is, oh, how's an Abby's 10-word story? I want to participate. You can submit as many stories as you like, it just has to be 10 words, because we were looking at 10 nations when we were creating the planner. Every story creates a 10-word prophecy, a cipher, a code maybe for your couture. That's the link.
Yeah.
You understand?
Beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Lovely. And I think that just even goes to show how, even more so, that cultural identity and heritage, and then I'll pose this question to you, how we can keep using tech and the digital world to preserve, to tell stories in a humane way that is not sterile, that we take ownership of how that looks like and we shape it. So just going over to you, Eneni, how do we make technology feel African, rooted in inclusivity, emotion, ritual, and community, rather than it feeling, sterile and imported and not ours? So how, I think you're muted. Nice.
Oh, that's my profile. I think we make technology feel African by grounding it in storytelling and communal meaning. The way you're working on it is amazing. If you need an engineer, let me know.
Love that.
African innovation has always been emotional, spiritual, symbolic. Our textiles carry messages, right? When you think of braiding hair patterns and how those were once like escape routes that we like woven onto our heads, everything that we do carries stories. So I think when we design technology, we should ask, what emotion does this hold?
what community purpose does it serve? Whose hands can make it? You know, tech doesn't have to be this whole, like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be this metallic thing, this very clinical thing. It can be bold, it can be spiritual, it can have these deeper kind of meanings and these deeper feelings embedded into them. For example, like, you know, when you have tech embedded or crafted with local materials like kitenge or I guess like Musai Shuka, like, you know, and it's shaped by artisans or inspired by patterns that have passed through generations, then you're innovating with a purpose. You're innovating a culture, history. So yeah, I think the more that we anchor this in our aesthetics, in our rituals, the more likely we are to have work that is really symbolic of who we are, and we're in those conversations when those conversations are happening.
Thank you for sharing. And I think I want to hear from the audience. I want to hear from you. What has something that has sparked interest so far between, you know, what Bado is sharing, what Eneni is sharing, just something that they've said something and it's just like, wow, I resonate with that, or I like that, I want to explore it more. Anyone? Remember, it's a safe space. If not, I think I'll pick someone. Anybody? It's so funny because I'm looking at people and their eyes are averting. Do you want to say something? Anyone else? Do you want to say? Anything that has sparked your interest? So we have two. Go ahead. I think I'll give you a something at the end.
What has sparked my interest is her idea of the nails. So I feel like I would like to tag my pieces with that kind of technology so that someone is able to know like the process behind it, where the materials were sourced, like everything about the outfit. So that's interesting to me.
Yeah, nice. I like that you said that. Any...
Hi. I like the fact that I learned a new term, algorithmic bias. It really because I use social media a lot, and you do find all these things about the games, and also when you play games like choices, and you will have all these choices, they don't resonate with you as a black person or as an African person, and I didn't know what to call it before, so it's good to learn how you can have a whole term for things like that.
Algorithmic bias. So we have, yes, go ahead. Actually, could you say your name and maybe what you do and then go into your, and that goes for anyone else. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hello everyone. I am Wayne Egesa. I am an AI engineer. So I'm very much, I would say probably the odd duck. Probably not, I'm not an artist first, but I came for the tech bit of it, the code bit of it. So what I really resonated with was the patternist who's majored in technology said something about embedding Africanness in technology. So it's more a question that has me thinking, what does it really mean to be African? Like, what does it really truly mean? Because while I'm here in all black, that's like how developers move in. So that's the equivalent of her saying still like just bare knuckle still importation of code. But when I think of Africans, I see color, I see patterns, I see people trying to add beauty. So, but that's just at the top of my head. What does it really mean to be African? So, because when we as developers have that definition, then you know how to build that kind of African feel in technology. Yeah.
I like that. And these are the kind of conversations that we need to be having to bridge the world between fashion and tech, and you know, fashion tech. So as we close, does anyone else want to say anything? Yep, go ahead.
Could I just give an answer to the gentleman?
Yeah.
I think that's a really great question. And from House of Naibingi's perspective, what I would say to you on that score, what does it mean to be African? The best way I could describe it is if everybody sitting in the audience has a phone with them, or a handset, or a technological device of any sort whatsoever, we all know anything goes wrong, in that manual, anything else, it will say restore factory settings, the default, the start. That is Africa. You are the start.
Mm-hmm.
You are the pioneer, the primary, the first, the default setting, the one that holds the deeds from source. You hold the deeds. You have the first code. The letter A, doesn't matter what happens comes after, A is the first. That is Africa. You are the first one. Everybody's trying to convince the continent that they're at the back. No. You are the beginning. There is a reason why humanity started on that continent. There is a reason why virtually every single mineral that other nations around the world want is on that continent, buried deep within the soil. It goes back to what Mutete and I were discussing earlier. The codes are within the soil. They are spiritual. Think of when we're cooking, we have our food. It doesn't matter if you're born on the continent of Africa, if you're in the Caribbean, South America, it does not matter. When we are cooking, we have those measurements. We're not looking in a book, they're spiritual. They're ingrained, it's those codings, it's ancestral, from the past, the living and the future. It's deep within your soil. Your jewels, your gems, deep within soil.
Yeah.
If you have that understanding, that is what it is to be African. It can't be taken from you, and we need to remember that is so much of one of our superpowers and our strengths, because it's the thing that people, they're trying to commercialize it and commodify it, but you can't commodify the spiritual. It's something we just have innately.
Wow. We can't commodify. We can't commodify what? I can't hear you.
We can't commodify it. It's spiritual.
But someone had their hand up.
And it's ours.
Yeah.
It's our deed. Each one of us, no offense to anybody else, but each one of us, it is the deeds within us, within our spirit. We're a vessel, but spiritually, we hold that deed. We hold the default settings.
Yeah, completely.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a photographer and artist based in Kenya. I do have a question about this idea of what Africanness looks like, particularly in fashion. If you look at the work that Sunny Dolat did in terms of the book that he did, Not African Enough, where people expect Africanness to look a certain way. And so the danger in even putting a visual to what Africanness looks like, right? If that doesn't kind of also put us in a box in terms of staying in a place where we are trying to fit into a visual definition. Yeah, so and the danger around that, I think.
Beautiful. I think, and that's the point of these conversations as well. Because you take it at a level much deeper and we unpack it and we're like, oh, maybe we're putting ourselves in a certain type of box. And I think it's also important to realize that it looks different for different people, you know, and making room and making space for all these conversations and these nuances. Yeah, so thank you for sharing. So as we come to the end of, I know time goes so fast, but as we come to the end of this discussion, I just have one more question for each of you, and we'll start with Eneni. So what would equitable collaboration between African designers and technologists look like in practice?
I think it means collaboration, not extraction. I think sometimes people feel like two different sides of the coin and they can't work together, or they're doing two different things. But like I said, at the heart of technology, you have creativity. That's what empowers it. That's what makes great tech, great. So I think, especially from an African perspective, there's certain things that we need to do. The first one is visibility, especially for the techies in the room. And I know earlier, one of the guys, sorry, I missed your name, but you said that you're in tech as well, you're in AI. I think as well, speaking on what it means to be African, I think it is what you make it. You are African, so anything that you do, anything that you create will be inherently African. You know, you are, it's a spiritual thing, as we've been saying, it's from within. And you know, another thing I like to say to people, which I always quote, I love it, is from Spider-Man, is that with great power comes, you know, great responsibility. And I think like anything that we do, any projects that we engage with, it's our responsibility to make sure that we're doing it ethically and that we are embedding Africa ourselves. If we don't see it, we are embedding it. For example, in STEM or in tech, we have something called NLP, which is natural language processing. It's basically like how AI can read words and process words, and like, you know, when you're using ChatGPT, how it understands what the words that you're writing are. And I speak to a lot of people who are African or, you know, just Black in general, and they don't know that there are models, there are things being created by Africans for Africans. For example, there's a company called Masakane.io, and their whole kind of thing, their grassroots organization, is to make sure that, you know, of the 2,000 plus African languages that there are, why are we not, you know, why can I not type in Yoruba on ChatGPT? Why can I not, like, why am I not able to use African languages in very popular common NLP algorithms? So I think, yeah, going back to your question, technologists need to bring those tools, the knowledge, the methodology, scalability, and the designers need to bring their own cultural knowledge as well, and their craftsmanship, their own narratives, and work together. So practical steps are co-creation, you know, not that the tech comes at the end, no, from when you're in the room starting a conversation, that Africanness needs to be embedded from early. I think shared ownership, there's always this rush to be seen by the Western world. Why can't we be doing great things and making noise on the African? Why does, I feel like people always rush to use technology that is designed by the West. And I get it, sometimes it's just down to what's readily available. But again, challenging that, instead of using ChatGPT or running to those type of algorithms, research. Matakane, there's people who are doing interesting stuff.
Yeah.
To make sure that we can actually own our own IPs, our own ideas. Yeah, and I think like also having that on a more human level, having that respect for cultural knowledge, as if expertise equal to engineering. You know, making sure that when you're creating, that you're respecting the ancestors, you're working with this in mind from early on. But yeah, I say all of this to say that experimenting together, co-creation, not expecting one side to adapt to the other person's world. No, working together is how, especially with fashion and tech, that's how we bridge that gap. It's making sure that we really are, you know, being our brother's keeper and working together. So yeah, I think when we equals as opposed to like, oh, the tech is doing all of this and the designer, no, I don't think anyone is better than the other. I think everyone brings their own stories and narratives. And when that happens, you get work that, you know, is emotionally intelligent, is culturally rooted. So that's what I would say to that.
Can I just add to the back of that?
Yeah.
I think a great idea of that is with your audience there, maybe thinking of some ideas of how they can build, for example, digital heritage repositories, for example, so that the fashion students or the creatives there, or even the gentleman that spoke earlier that said he's in tech, how you can document using technology to build these repositories more effectively, both for yourselves, but also for those that are coming after you. You know, that can be community-owned digital archives for your textiles, your garments, your tools, your oral histories, open access databases, for example, that students can search by region, by tribe, by technique, or by designer. Interactive timelines where you can show migrations of style. through your diaspora, you know,
Yeah.
and get researchers and designers and students and cultural custodians to all feed in. So you build this really great, like, online library that can be immersive. It can have a virtual museum, so you can do like walkthroughs of like how are you dying, like public, like, you know, you've got the Maasai tribe right there. Could you like a visual walkthrough? Or people jump online, they can actually walk through how like the Kikoi cloths are made, for example, or the Maasai tribe cloth that they adorn themselves with. How's it made? You know, I would love to be able to do that. I'm sitting all the way in London, you know. Yes,
Yeah.
I need to fly to Kenya, but how can I do that online so you're still building your audience, you're still giving that cultural education, but you're still, as we said earlier, you're still owning your IP, that intellectual property. Maybe it's where your government gets savvy, the cultural departments, in helping you building your financial support and those pathways to how you can collectively own that cultural IP for your design work, so it doesn't get copied by Western designers
Yeah.
and sold en masse. And you're at that first stage of the craftsmanship, for example. Own the whole supply chain.
Yeah. And I think
That's
just
where tech
yeah.
really work with you.
And just building off of both of what both of you are saying, there's such limitlessness and expansiveness on the African continent, because I believe that Africa is a past, the present, and the future. You know, there's so many things that are missing that we need to integrate in the global culture, in the African culture as well. And in the last British Council Symposium, there's this really interesting people who did virtual reality, augmented reality, where, you know, you could take a tour. There's a tour guide who dressed in age or cultural appropriate clothes at that particular time, who gave you stories of what happened here, this is what has happened here, and it breaks the boundaries of having to go to that place where someone from the UK or someone from Turkana or someone from somewhere else that cannot access it has access to it. And as we close, I want to ask one question to Eneni and Bado. What does code and couture mean to you?
China? I think very simply, it's the meeting point, it's that intersection of where African innovation and identity and imagination really, really like uses to create technology that is unapologetically ours, is beautiful, it's human. I think it's that real sweet spot. That's what I would say code X Couture is.
Thank you. Bado?
For me, I would say it's like an ancient language, like hieroglyphics. And in the case for Black people and our blackness, it's a spiritual set of ciphers, yeah? That we own, as I said earlier, that we own the deeds. It's in our soul, it's in our hair, it's in our skin, it's in our moisturizing, our adornments, those things that we do that are done to us, at birth, that we continue on and then we pass down to our children or our cousins, our godchildren, whoever. It's in our dance, it's in our food measurements, as I was saying, that's spiritual, it's not written down. It's in the unspoken language of feeling between us in the living, the past, and in our family members yet to be born. Those codes, as I was saying earlier, is what feeds into how we then adorn ourselves. And it's that symbiotic visual is what becomes the couture.
Beautiful. How can we find you on your platforms?
I've done a slide, so you can you've got some QR codes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you go on the slide, then it'll take you straight to the website, and then you can just follow us from there.
Okay. And I think we'll share.
If you want to save bits, and I can share my screen in the background, so then you can, everyone can get their phones out.
Yeah, I mean, for me, on a more professional kind of level, if you're an artist or a techie working at the intersection of creative tech, I am the Creative Technology Relationship Manager for the British Council, which is a lot of words, but basically means that, you know, we are often excited and interested in seeing projects that kind of work at that, code X Couture sweet spot. So if you're doing anything interesting, please make sure that you reach out to us. You can find us on British Council. I'm sure there's British Council team who are there as well, who will be able to put you in contact with me.
Yeah.
But separately, on a more personal, if you do want to know the kind of wacky things that I'm building on a day-to-day, my Instagram is at the Takeover, like takeover but takeover. And yeah, you can see more of some of the things I'm working on. My next project is conductive clothing that we can scan, clothing that tells us where it comes from, who made it, how many miles it's traveled to get to you, and just how we can be more sustainable with wearable technology. So yeah, Instagram is where you can find me, and any other on LinkedIn, and
Yeah.
beautiful British Council colleagues that are probably somewhere in the room can point you to me if you do want to get talk about creative technology.
Okay, thanks. And I think, so there's a QR code, so maybe you can scan it if you want to reach out to her. And we'll also be sharing how you can reach them and the other panelists and everyone who's going to be here today. We can take 2 questions, and then we'll go to the next segment, which is all you. You'll see I'll throw it back to you, and then we'll invite our other panelists. Yes, so we have a beautiful day ahead. Go ahead.
Hello guys, everyone. I'm Mohammed, and stand up. All right. Hello everyone. So I'm a medical doctor, and I came here by chance. I was just walking outside the mall, and I saw the notices, and I came in. So I wanted to share an experience, and at the same time, I wanted to ask a question to both Ms. Bado and Ms. Anini. So when anyone comes to the hospital, so we see them as a person, so that we don't see anyone as someone African, someone American. There's no sense of race. What we do see is people coming to us for help and us helping them. Obviously, we do see their race, so we can figure out regional diseases and regional problems, but never as a source of, hey, we got to treat them different or treat them in a certain way. So what I've noticed in my experience is people from, like I've visited many African countries, what I've noticed is people don't speak up. People don't try to connect as easily as you see it in other different countries, maybe like in China or where I live in the UAE. But I feel it's necessary for people to connect to others. Like for example, we see a lot of different people here, and they're all very creative. They're wearing amazing dresses, and they're very expressive. But when we are trying to ask questions, only a single person has been asking the questions here and sharing their thoughts here. So what do you think, like, how can we change this perspective? How can we make people stand up for themselves? How can we make people talk about things that they want to share? So like for example, Ms. Bado said she has this sublime messaging in her planners. What parameters or what things can you do to make the people express themselves or try to connect more easily and more frequently? So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys.
Who wants to take it? Either Eneni or Bado?
Okay, I'll go first. Hi Mohammed, thank you for your question. I think it's about giving people the space, one, to speak in whatever way, shape or form is comfortable for them, but also encouraging people to understand that they have ownership of their story and their lived experience. I think what's been happening probably over the years and decades, I wouldn't say I'm that old, but I think what's been happening over the years and decades is people are feeling silenced, or like their story or their lived experience doesn't matter, or doesn't matter as much as someone else's, who may have a different look and feel, whatever it might be. So I think it's about us, first of all, giving people that space to be seen and to feel heard. And because when people feel seen and they feel heard, guess what? They open up like a flower. They really do, because they feel safe. And I think maybe what's happening is people aren't feeling safe, and therefore they're staying closed. And I think that's
Yeah.
That's something that we need to learn. And that's culture, right?
Yep.
It's equal. It's knowing to go to a hair salon, or, you know, you need to do your hair. It's Easter. And at Easter, we're going to church. Some people might go to church, so they do their hair. Some people use a hot comb. Culture is Easter, hot comb, because you want to press your hair. When I was growing up, you'd press your hair. That's blackness. Culture is wiping it on the newspaper, putting it on the hot top, wiping it on the newspaper. That sound, the Vaseline around the scalp. Culture. It's all these different nuances, and sometimes if people feel like their culture and the things that they do aren't respected, they stay silent, don't they? They stay in silence.
Yeah.
So it's that we need to build that community with people to feel that they can speak up and share. It comes back to the safe space first of all.
Yeah. So building a community and making sure that you create a safe space, a safe haven for people to feel comfortable enough to open up. Does anyone have a tech question? Anybody?
Just to answer
Yeah.
Alan as well, I'd say just going back to like being here and being in the room. Sometimes showing up is just enough, you know. Sometimes just being present. The fact that you're here and even if you're not asking questions, but you're listening and you're taking it in. I mean, somebody earlier said that now that they know what algorithmic bias is, you know, with those kind of things, I like to think that if I wasn't here today talking about it, maybe you would not come across it. Maybe later on you might have, but not in this moment, right? So I think more than anything, representation and visibility is really, really important. Making sure that, you know, while you're in those communities and in those spaces, that you can see people who look like you doing these things and leading tech lab, shaping policy, redefining fashion. Because I think that in itself signals that your voice is valid and your ideas are needed. So I think representation is definitely very powerful. And sometimes just showing up. Just showing up. I think as Africans as well, we've been conditioned. One thing I do love about like people here in the UK that are not black is a lot of them have audacity. They just have audacity. And I'm like, I don't know what it is, but we need to shift from this culture of perfection to a culture of more like experimentation. I feel like many Africans stay quiet because, like I said, we've been conditioned to avoid mistakes or criticism. But innovation only thrives on trial and error. We need to normalize, you know, taking risks, maybe not being perfect, speaking up before we're fully ready, you know, and just learning in public and showing up. So, yeah.
Nice.
Have audacity, guys.
Have audacity. Thank you very much, Eneni and Bado, for honoring this invite. Where are they? Thank you for honoring this invite and for sharing your insights, and for you, the audience, for being opening your hearts, opening your mind to the conversations. And these conversations go beyond this tent. It goes beyond us, you know. One person talks about one thing, the next person talks about it. Sooner rather than later, you find that you've talked to 10 people. 10 people have talked to 100 people, and that's how we keep the conversations going. So thank you very much. And as we go into the next segment, I want everyone to stand up. Please stand up. And stand up with Justo. We are young. Because we've been sitting for a while, we're gonna do a little stretch. And I'm gonna ring the bell so that we can center our energy. And the stretch is called coconut. So, let me explain coconut. Let me put this down. So, C, what about the mic? So C on the left, O, C on the right, then N, you stretch all the way down and touch your tippy toes. You stretch all the way up and touch the source and touch the sky, and T, you touch the end of the tent. So make space so that you're not hitting anyone. So C, I like that music. Could we have the music in the background? So I'll ring the bell to start and I'll ring the bell to stop. Wait, no. So C. Stretch and really feel the stretch. Let us be your deepest stretch of the day. Or reach up and out. See on the left side, on the other side. Stretch. Where are we? Oh, nice stretch. Can you feel? Okay, then and feel your spine and use your breath to go deep. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Where are we now? U-T. Stretch all the way up. Nice, nice. And T. Touch your neighbor. T for touch your neighbor. Fantastic. You may sit down. So for the next segment, we're gonna just take 2 minutes and we will talk to each other. It's important to talk to each other. So please don't be shy. So you'll get papers. I don't know if you have pens, but you can use your phones actually. Let's use a tech. You can use a tech, it's okay. So talk to your neighbor and you can just write down on your phone what are your excitements and fears about fashion tech. So just write one line. Your excitement about fashion tech and your fears about fashion tech. And remember, it's a safe space, it's an open space. We're curating dialogue here at the British Council, UKKE Connect 2025. I want to hear mumbling, I want to hear liveliness in the crowd. Talk to each other. Talk to each other. Yes. So, you can write a 1 sentence, whatever you're feeling about the excitement and fears around fashion tech. So we'll take 2 minutes. Can someone time me 2 minutes, please? So what makes you curious or inspired about the intersection of fashion and technology? Please be honest, be reflective. What are your doubts, your concerns or boundaries for how technology should shape the future of fashion? Who doesn't have a partner? I can see you. Whoever doesn't have a partner. And remember to share your names, what you do, so we can connect and take it further than this tent, take it further than us. Okay, 2 minutes are over. I hope you've had a chance to talk, to discuss, to know your neighbor. For those who didn't know your neighbor, I hope you know. Fantastic. And as I ask the rest of our lovely panelists to come up, could we get like 1 or 2 people to share your fears and excitements? Because I've had buzzing in the room, so I'm sure you definitely have talked about something. Who wants to share? Don't make me be a bad teacher and point out. Yay! Give them a round of applause for having audacity. Go ahead.
Okay, hi, I'm Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Thank you. So our thing about, what is it called? Fashion and tech, what we like about it is inclusivity. Yes, we've had access to more people, more ideas than we could imagine. And then what we fear is the bias and also the vitriol. Because bias, I mean, people conform, yes? So you might be afraid to express yourself because there's already an image that you need to fit into. And then vitriol, like one shoot down, and then you're like, okay, this is not my path, let me explore other options.
Nice. Thank you. We can do like this. Yes, inclusivity. Anyone else wants to share? So we've had one from this side of the room. Could we have one uku katikati and one from here? Sharon times 2.
Hi, I'm another Sharon. I promise it's my name, I promise. So Alex and I, ask for your name. Yeah, so we talked about our excitement, which is the limitlessness, is that a word?
Yep.
Of technology. It's new, it's exciting, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, when you get a new toy and you're like, oh, how could this go? We talked about VR, we talked about how we can integrate so much into a new thing. It's like a new relationship. I wish that for everyone. One of our fears was the lost craft of just thinking. You know, like, I can imagine a Homo erectus individual constructing things, just being like, we're going to do this, this is where, like, it was so like it was driven, the thought of it, but we'll have tech and all these imprints and blueprints and all these limitations that will come with the integration of tech into it. Another one was the lack of regulation and how that would look. We're already battling data centers and all that. And Alex said mind control. But yes, he said mind control, where I think he just meant the sense of you lose individuality and ownership of your own thought and expression of that.
Thank you for sharing. Clap, 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 clap. And on this side, I love that you've done this. Anyone else? Hello. Any techies? Any because I know there are a lot of techies. Is there a sign over there that tech is on this side, fashion on this side? Okay, anyone? Yeah, thank you, kind sir.
Hello, my name is Keith.
Yep.
I'm an archaeologist and cultural heritage management.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. For me, the excitement will be what can be created, the ingenuity that, I mean, from the nails, you could see.
Yeah.
So whatever will be built, I know it will be amazing. But the fears is the connection with nature and culture. Because, I mean, what she was saying, Taylor was saying about having a depository, a digital depository, it's not bad. We're also having the same problem in heritage management, but you find most depositories are outside. And so you going to that cultural center to see so that you're able to connect, it will be hard. I mean, how many of you know there is a museum in your village?
How many?
Know? How many? Because your village has a community peace museum. They're called community peace museum. I expect you to go there to see, to feel, to connect, because I mean, is that what creates the idea of fashion, if I'm not wrong? So we'll have that loss of that connectivity to culture.
Nice. Okay. And hand clap, all of them. Fantastic insight. Love that. And now you can see we are joined by 3 beautiful, say beautiful ladies on the stage, and I will give them a chance to introduce themselves, what they do, And then we'll go into the conversation. We can start with you.
Oh, hi, can you hear me? Hi, my name is Luca. I'm a fashion creative and an entrepreneur, and I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Raquel Odiwor. I'm a fashion and textile designer. Happy to be here.
Hi everyone, I am Naina Natalie Botango and I work in textile recycling but also a fashion designer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining us and honoring this call. Is everyone okay? Have you drunk water? It's very hot. Just want to make sure that everyone is okay. And as we go into this next segment, I just want to give a brief introduction over and above what you guys have said. So, when most people see Gikomba, it can sound controversial, but you see chaos, but there's a structure in that chaos. There's an ecosystem in that chaos, yeah? But Lucas sees culture, and shifting the narrative of what we see when we go to these places and unpacking and unlearning and relearning what that looks like. As a force behind Gikomba Runway, remember I talked about Gikomba Runway, so we'll talk about that a bit. She transforms Nairobi's busiest market into a catwalk, a digital archive, and her work blends fashion, film, and community. For anyone who knows Luca and the work that she does, it's beautiful. Her eye is very innovative. So, turning everyday traders into storytellers. What are the stories behind the traders? Who are we seeing? And, turning Gikomba itself into a symbol of urban innovation. And then we go to Natalie. Natalie, from the second-hand piles of Nairobi to the front lines of circular design, Natalie is helping Africa and Africa Collect Textiles, and she'll give us a bit of background on that, rewrite the story of waste. But remember, waste is not waste until we waste it. Waste is not waste until we waste it. Period. And as part of ACT, Africa Collect Textiles, she leads creative communication around recycling and textile transformation, proving that fashion's future can be ethical, elegant, and distinctly African. And then we go to the beautiful Raquel, the designer who doesn't start with fabric, but with data, with code. As the founder of Studio Vana, she's redefining fashion design through 3D visualization and AI and digital craftsmanship. Her mission is bold: to make fashion smarter, faster, and radically regenerative. I was gonna say sustainable, but the current way we are living is not sustainable. So we need to change our ways into a more regenerative way of being, but still honoring culture. Okay, so we can go ahead. Oh. So this session's objective is basically to explore fashion's ecosystem, from recycling to resale to digital creation. How can that lead the way in circular, tech, integrated, and inclusive fashion futures? Because remember, and I don't know if you know Nairobi Design Week, but their theme for, is it next year, is We Are the Ancestors.
No, let's be human.
Let's be human.
The one for next year.
This year's was?
Yeah, we are the sisters. Yeah.
We are the ancestors. So we're a living archive of the future. Yeah. And yeah, so I want you to just open your mind, really think, and remember that I want you guys to leave with more questions than answers. Yes, we're gonna talk about, and unpack, but at the end of the day, the work also starts with you. So take what you hear and go and research and have conversations. Okay, so Natalie, could you walk us through how ACT Africa Collect Textiles transforms discarded materials into new products, and what does that process look like day to day?
Thank you, Mutate. Ours is a movement for advocacy for not only rewarding the people who have been dealing with the end of life of clothing, which is per se here in Kenya could be the traders in Gikomba. And I don't know if we know, but Gikomba receives about 184,000 tons of clothing annually. And this is what we call now textile waste or second-hand clothing or mitumba that has proven not to be a very profitable trade. Reports have come out by UNEP and different organizations that by the time those clothing come into the country, they are already deemed 40% as waste. 40% of it is waste. So you can imagine if people or a vendor is investing 20,000 per bale only to find that maybe 20 or 30 of those pieces are sellable, how are they making a sustainable income? That is the only term, that's the only time I like using the term sustainable. So it becomes a gamble. However, what we are trying to do is not only focusing on the clothing in Gikomba, we are also trying to focus on the clothes that you and I buy. So when you walk into a mall, when you walk into Mr. Price and buy a blouse, you're going to use that blouse for 5 to 4 years, we hope longer, and you'll look for where to take this cloth. That also brings me to one of the problems we have here in Kenya, Dandora. Dandora is a landfill. I don't know if some of you have been there, but this landfill was deemed full decades ago. But as we speak, daily, 2,000 trucks go there to drop off waste, and that is waste from county level. That means it's waste from our homes, from our schools, from hospitals. And I have been there, I've seen people who work there. Clearly the government is not playing its role with dealing with this waste. I mean, to be honest, we do not have the infrastructure to deal with waste in Africa. So we have decided to set up collection networks, one being in Gikomba and 43 as we speak right now around Nairobi, where you and I can take clothes that we do not need anymore. They are taken to our facility where we sort them with intention. That helps us determine how best we can repurpose this textile. So some of it is upcycled, but majorly the one from Gikomba, those being the non-sellables, what people have stored for years and ages because they cannot sell. We purchase it from them, at least they get to make a profit from that, and then it's taken to weavers around Nairobi. We have Amimo, our weaving manager, our lead weaver downstairs weaving, showing how we do the live weaving. But we also have a network of weavers in Kitui who weave denim and khaki into baskets. Then we have clothing that we also downcycle. That means we can shred it and then can be offset to people in the ecosystem, like people who make furniture and toys. But also some of it is redistributed to communities outside Nairobi, mostly women who can use this clothing to start a business and also get an income. So basically ours is to deal with the end of life of clothing and divert textile. That is also another topic that's majorly made from plastic, and plastic takes very long to decompose. So yeah.
You've said staggering numbers. Does anyone remember how many tons of clothing ends up in Gikomba? How many? That's Dandora. 184,000 tons. And from that,
Those are not, those are just studies, right?
Yeah.
We do not know the ultimate
actual
truth.
Yeah. And is this yearly?
This is annually, yeah.
This is annually.
But
yeah, and from Gikomba, there's also more waste that is created that ends up in Dandora over and above the waste on county level that ends up in Dandora. Do you remember how many trucks? You said it, 2,000. Yeah. And so going through the conversation of Gikomba and how even the clothes end up here. And it's really important that we have these conversations, and I love that it's the UK and Kenya that we are, talking about and unraveling, because when we're talking about the trade routes that the clothes use coming from the UK into Kenya, that's something that we also need to unpack. But we won't do that today. We'll have more and more forums like this. I hope you're finding these topics really interesting, because I love them, to be honest. But when we are now on the topic of Gikomba, look, as I come to you, when you talk about digitizing Gikomba, what does that look like? And what first sparked or inspired the idea?
Okay. So for me, I think Gikomba started with when I was growing up, I grew up in Kayole, if you know, those are parts of the ghetto in Nairobi. And the equivalent to going to a mall for a normal kid would be my mom taking us to Gikomba. And she would give you money and tell you do whatever you want with it, like she's literally like trusting you to buy whatever you like. And even if you're gonna she's gonna like the pieces, or you're gonna wear them or not wear them, like the money is yours, have fun, So I kind of grew up with that notion in my mind where Gikomba, like Gikomba is when I am given money, I can have fun with money and everything, And when you talk about culture, I would say that's my culture. Like the way I see Gikomba is not, I don't think it's the way a lot of people perceive it, because for me, from a very young age, it was a fun space to be. It was a creative space to be, So now growing up and, finishing school, you're done, I did business in school. And I was just like, what's the one business I could do that, it's going to be fun, because I like having fun, bruh. So Gikomba came to mind, and I'm like, you know what? I've done business, and I did procurement, which is basically buying and selling things. And I could see, I like math so much, so I could notice that in Gikomba, you'd go with like 100 bob, you get a piece, and then I come outside, and I sell the piece to like my friends for like 200 bob. Bro, that's like you made 100 bob more, And if you're smart and you have the eye for it, you'll find a piece for like 50 bob, And 50 bob, you can flip it to like 500 bob. So for me, as a math nigga, I was just like, yeah, this works, So that's how I got into Gikomba, yeah. But then after that, it became like the more I am diving into it, the more I started realizing that the perception I have of Gikomba, a lot of people don't understand that. They don't see that, And it's not for ignorance or whatever. Like most of them, it's just lack of awareness, Because when you see Gikomba or when you think Gikomba, all you see is chaos. You see thieves, you see it's dirty, it's all this. But for someone who's grown up as that is a happy place for me. For me, it was just more like, no, you guys are probably not looking at it right. Let me show you my way, Let me show you the Gikomba I know. And that's how the whole idea for Gikomba started. So the initiative to digitize Gikomba is more like, right now I can talk to like 100 people and tell you what I think Gikomba is. But then if you're in Gikomba and someone is in Nairobi, and there's no way to link those two people unless one person goes to Gikomba or the Gikomba person goes to Nairobi, that's where now technology came in. And it's kind of like when you have technology, it's so easy to see everything and to show people, a lot more people, what the market is and all that. So digitizing Gikomba is just onboarding, like kind of taking the whole thrift culture in Gikomba and the chaotic, quote unquote, and the hustle culture and putting it on a phone or on a laptop, like somewhere that 100 more people can receive it, So for me, it's just taking the thrift culture and the Gikomba culture, because as someone who's lived in Gikomba, there's so much cool things happening there. Like, I think Gikomba is the coolest place I've ever been. And everything I see outside, I'm like, nah, the genesis is in Gikomba. Like, for me, that's how my mind is wired. So I'm just trying to show people what I see.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing a piece of you and honoring that. It just, your passion just finds a way. Whatever road that you use, whether it's left, right, kati, you'll end up doing what you're meant to be doing. And Natalie spoke about weaving. So downstairs you can learn how to weave. You can see what they do. You can touch a piece of and learn the craft of looming and how it's we are bridging the gap between heritage and culture and techniques and using it as a solution to our modern problems. And I love that you've also ACT has diversified, going to Couture and all these things. So other activities that we have, allow me to just say that we have body and face painting, we have printmaking on tote bags, we have weaving, we have a clothes swap, and for anyone who's hungry or feeling hot, we have Rabuko, we have Fonda who deals with tacos, and Bon Bon ice cream, yummy. And now that I've said that, going into the tech things, and Raquel, could you just, you've described your work as making fashion smarter. What does smart fashion mean to you in practice?
So smart fashion to me means making, using the digital realm to make the fashion industry more efficient in terms of resilient and accessible. And this means in terms of accessibility, you're able to access the market through platforms like WhatsApp and Instagram without necessarily having a physical store. I think we've seen that in Kenya. People are able to sell their products without necessarily having a physical location. So that also means you don't need huge capital upfront because you're able to make the clothes digitally, so you're not wasting money in terms of sampling. You're able to make your samples using tools like Cloth 3D, where you can iterate the same design several times, and it's also very time efficient. So this is very crucial, especially in the African continent, because I think for the young designers who are coming up, it's very important because most times you don't have money to come up with these designs and you really want your work to be seen out there. So tools like Cloth 3D give you that opportunity for you to be able to, design your clothes and even, come up with your own avatars and render them, showcase them online without having a physical product. So that is very important for the fashion industry right now. And the other thing also is in terms of digital fashion, my fashion work is data-led, meaning you're not just producing, you're not reactive manufacturing. That's how, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but models like Shein, fast fashion brands, that's a very reactive kind of manufacturing. And if you do that in the African continent, then you're bound to fail. So instead of doing reactive manufacturing and reactive designing, you're actually using data to design stuff that people actually want. And digital fashion also plays a role in the sense that you're able to design the things that people want or the things that are selling. So you don't have to have like 12 products if you know only 3 sell. You just do the 3 that sell and that works. And also in terms of digital fashion, again, transparency. That's becoming very important because, again, of the amount of waste we are having in Kenya. You can't really trace where the fabrics that made the clothes are from. You don't know under what conditions these clothes were made in. Like, I know Shein is very controversial also in terms of their laws, and the people who are working there, their wages are not very fair. So using digital fashion, like NFCs, you're able to trace and know, okay, this is the place where this fabric was woven. These are the people who worked on them. And also, like, this is the story, this is the cycle or the design process that the cloth underwent. So you as a consumer, you're also satisfied in terms of, you're making a difference. By buying this cloth, X, a certain artisan is the one who worked on this. So it also has some sort of sentimental value because you're able to tell the origin of your clothes and its life cycle. So also traceability. And it also helps in terms of even the corporate fashion brands, the very big fashion brands, you're able to hold them accountable because you know what the design process is like as a consumer. Yeah.
Transparency and traceability. Transparency and traceability is, I think, is really, really important to have these stories of who made my clothes, and that's a campaign that Fashion Revolution has, is who made my clothes. And there was this video I saw, I can't remember who it was, but they put ink on their hands, and everyone that touched the garments, you could see the ink that's now gone to the clothes. So you can see just how many hands have touched, like what it took for the clothes to reach you, basically. And I think honoring the clothes and honoring the stories that they tell, wearing your clothes with pride, and what happens to it when you don't need it anymore. Okay, and then going now into transparency and traceability, Natalie, what possibilities do you see for integrating technology, like QR codes, blockchain traceability, digital mapping into ACT's framework to enhance transparency and trust throughout the process?
Yeah, just like you mentioned, we have seen a couple of brands who have gone into the use of digital passports, product passports. There's a famous brand in Uganda called Buziga Hill. And basically what a digital product passport does for your clothing as a designer or as a consumer is it makes you understand what material contents are in your product, where it comes from, who designed it, where it was made, and also how to take care of the end of life of that cloth. So technically, if I had a digital passport on this shawl of mine or coat, I would know what material contents are in the yarn. I think we now know, or we have seen reports of most of our clothing being made from plastic, and eventually that goes into our body as microplastics. That's why we have cancer and all these other cases coming up. But then also I would know that if I'm in a town like Nairobi, I have an available textile recycling company like ACT that will deal with the end of life of this clothing. So what does that make us? It makes us conscious about what we wear. Then another thing would be toolkits. I was at a meeting recently with Educans, which is also another creative company here in Kenya. They are trying to create a toolkit that makes it easy for all of us in Nairobi and around to understand what it means to change as designers our modules from circularity, from linear ones to circular. So we now know that the problem with fashion currently is that it survives or thrives on a linear model. That means that you take, you make, and you waste. And that is why we are here having these conversations. We now have, that's why we have Gikomba, that was once a heaven of really nice vintage stuff being diluted with fast fashion. And we have calamities like Dandora happening. But now if we transform or move to a circular model, that means that you produce for rotation. So you have materials that are biodegradable, and then you're including elements like regeneration in your model. It makes it easier for fashion to thrive also in hand with our environment and people that are wearing the clothes. So this toolkit, I think, will be available soon, but it will be able for even SMEs and medium-scale companies, even large-scale companies, to know how exactly they should transition into a circular model. The other important thing is policy. So as much as we have these conversations, it's on. Hey, let me not even go there. But apparently, there's even laws that makes it hard for anyone dealing in upcycling products to sit in institutes like SEP, which is SPE, which is special processing, the special processing zone. And oh my God, guys, it's a lot. I don't even know where to begin from. But the vision for Kenya in 2030 is that most of the clothes that we wear should have recyclable content. But how are we even going to get there if conversations like this are being held? And I believe in this room we're only 150 people. But then we have people, mothers, fathers, waking up in the morning to go and make something from this thread and have dreams and visions that they can make a future from fashion in Kenya. But yeah, toolkits and ways that we can have mass conversations. We can take this to the masses. We can, in Uganda, we like saying, chitwale ku ground, like take it to the ground, you know. Then lastly will be, again, our design identity, designing for the beauty, design being inspired by the beauty of Africa. So at ACT we do it in our very small way. One of our best sellers is called the African Queen Rug. She's a queen with an earring that is in a map, as a map of Africa. It's just simple ways of telling the story of Africa and making it beautiful, and yeah, just including everyone.
I love that. And you've talked about a lot, but even just going back to Gikomba and the stories that are not told and the stories that are told, and what you're doing with sharing these stories and opening the possibilities in the world to the reality on the ground, and just bridging the conversation between what's happening on the ground and tech. How do you think that technology could help preserve and archive the stories of the traders, their struggles, their triumphs as well, just the creativity of Gikomba? Also, like, just thinking about the fires that go on, and just the everyday heroes. So how do you think that technology can help preserve and archive?
Okay, so for me, when we talk about archiving, we're talking about the future, you know, like the people, like right now, if you want to experience Gikomba, it's a matatu away or an Uber ride away, you know. But a few years from now, especially with people like ACT existing and sustainably digitizing Gikomba existing, we want the market to be restructured and all that. You know, there's a structure we want for the market, because that market brings a lot of money. You know, it's livelihood for so many people. It's literally life for people, in as much as, let's say, the powers that be, they don't notice that, the government and all that, you know. So for me, I would say already we are doing that. You know, like when you go on TikTok and you search Gikomba, you're going to see so many point of views of the market. You're going to see so many vendors talking about the market. And all this is very tangible, like it's happening right now. And when you think about it, the internet is forever, you know. So in a million years from now, like you're still gonna be able to search Gikomba, the genesis of it, once it changes, because we are really hoping for a better future. But, you know, like just being able to document every day right now, like how the film guys, like I'm actually noticing there's this guy is called Winder, and they go to Gikomba and they ask like a local trader, like, you know, give me a story, give me, what's your story, you know. And this is an old guy, he's been here for like 30-40 years, you know. And I liked this one specific video they did where they talked to him about his craft and how he started and everything. And there was so much that happened in that one video. One, people wanted to contribute for him, because in the video he talks about how he got in Gikomba not wanting to be a tailor, but he wanted to be selling secondhand, but then he didn't have the capital to start buying and reselling, so he just went with what he had, you know, like he started fixing and repairing the pieces that were there, you know, and he built a whole life. He was talking about, all my kids have gone to school and everything through this business, you know. And when he talked about that story and when they documented it and put it on Instagram, the feedback was, can you make a GoFundMe for that guy, because we want to contribute to him so that he can, you know, still live the dream that he wanted, you know. And when you see such kind of impact, it's just more like filmmakers, storytellers, you with your phone, don't be embarrassed when you go to Gikomba. Actually, it's not as crazy as people put it. Nobody's gonna take your phone and run with it because you're recording. Like, it's really not that chaotic, you know. It's just the perception that's there, which we are trying to undo. But you just take it upon yourself to as the thrifters in Gikomba, as the vendors in Gikomba, the stylists in Gikomba, it's up to us to tell the narrative as it is, and also the future of what we want the narrative to be, you know. And the moment you're doing that, anytime you're taking a photo and you're putting it somewhere on the internet, you're archiving, you're literally participating to the future, you know, and you're telling the stories as they are right now. So yeah.
Wow. And I watched that video and he was talking about how, these clothes, they feel pain. You've taken a scissor, you're cutting it. You're taking it to the needle. Like, it goes through so much. Like, you know, bringing life to the clothes. You know, it's a very fantastic video. Yeah, I think it's on your page as well, so you can find it. And as we wrap up, I just want to ask you a question, Raquel. From, you know, your experience, does digital design reduce waste? And does it risk making design feel less human? And can technology ever truly capture the emotion and the imperfection of handmade garments? I know it's a loaded question, but
I'll answer the first part. In terms of digital fashion. Sorry, what was the question?
I'll ask the first one. So does digital design reduce waste?
Yes, digital design reduces waste. As someone who's worked in product development, samples take a lot of time to do. And sometimes you've done 4 samples for just one garment and you end up not producing that because you're still having issues. So how digital fashion comes in is you're able to design, do the patterns, and simulate the sewing. So if there's issues, you're able to fix that. So that means at the end of the entire design cycle, you only end up with one physical sample. So that means you're reducing the carbon footprint in terms of if you're having your work done in China, they're not having to send you physical samples for you to approve. You just see the 3D version of the sample. If there are issues, you can spot. And the thing with 3D fashion is, especially cloth 3D, you're able to even simulate the fabric, how the fabric moves, the density of the fabric. So those are things you're able to see and spot in good time. And things like surface pattern design, you want to know or decide how you're going to place your prints on a certain garment. You're able to do this and see if it works before you actually go and produce. So yes, you're reducing waste by about 48% for a single garment. Because ideally for one design piece that you're making, you'll end up doing 4 samples. That means you're wasting your time, the time of the tailor, because you know you're there and you're like, haikai sawa, ongeza tu kidogo, toa, you know. So overall it becomes very efficient because you're also using less materials and less resources. Yeah.
Okay, nice, thanks. And I think this conversation can go on and on and on. But we need to move to the next segment, which is very fantastic. It's a fashion show where you get to see pieces that have been innovatively, intentionally curated from waste to just awesomeness. I think you'll just see it for yourself. But I want to ask you guys a question, and you don't have to answer. It's a rhetorical question. So what idea or moment from this conversation has stayed with you? So just digest it, think about it in the next segment. In the course of the day, we can keep these conversations happening on the socials. You can follow East Africa Arts, British Council, and maybe just quickly you can say how they can find you on socials.
So Luca Rinde on Instagram, TikTok, anywhere, Luca Rinde, Luca and then Rinde.
Studio Vanna, that's the brand.
Africa Collect Textiles, Instagram, Facebook. But if you're looking for where to drop off your old clothes, or you have a lot and you want to book a home collection, which we do for free, it's www.africacollecttextiles.com. You'll find the link to schedule your next home pickup or find your nearest drop-off point.
Thanks. Thank you for sharing. And so what we've seen today is that Africa's circularity, the future is already here. You know, I'll go into time. Time is linear, but it's here. We are living it, and I've been your host, Mutete Bakita. You can find me at Mutete_Bakita. I'm a conscious fashion educator and a custodian of African art heritage. And the code. So thank you very much. We're gonna take a short break. You can stretch. You can do coconut again. And we'll come back. I'll call you guys back in and we can watch the beautiful runway. Thank you. Can we get a clap for the panelists? Thank you.
Sometimes I even touch myself.
Hello? Nice. Thank you, DJ. Oh, slapping like crack. So we have 15 minutes. We have 15 minutes. Please go grab a drink, grab some food, see whatever is happening, the exhibitors. You can see those people doing some beautiful camera circle thingy. You can do that. 15 minutes, and then we'll come back. I'll call you. All right, thanks.
DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life, yeah. Cause I was sitting there bored to death, and in just one breath he said, you gotta get up, you gotta get off, you gotta get down, girl.
there are instances that my dad and I have felt like the business maybe not for us, and the expectations were too high. In the recent years, from 2022, there's been a shortage in the leather available in the market, and it has made the business a bit quite tricky to maneuver. But as I always say, like, we just soldier on. My name is Kevin Abova. I'm the co-founder of Kisero Leather. We started Kisero Leather with my dad back in 2020. My dad has a background in leather for the past 25 years, and it's partly 10 years in footwear, the Juakali sector, and 15 years in the bag manufacturing sector, in the leather manufacturing sector. Growing up, I used to see him making shoes. We had a small workshop at our home. I started learning little by little a bit of skills here and there, and then an idea came to me, like we could start something of our own. We initially started like as a shoe repair workshop just along the road here in Rongai. And now we started like doing shoe repairs, some new school shoes along the road. So many people along Rongai know us for shoe repairs and school shoes. So along the way, so many brands, leather brands, were closing down. Many bag makers or brands wanted like now to find where they can easily now get the business going and production going as their workshops are closed. So now we started like private labeling for other brands. Towards the end of 2020, we started 2 people, and now we are at the workshop. We are a team of 5. We work with local women from Kiserian who do the beadwork for us, and also we work with the local the blacksmiths who do the casting and the accessories, brass buckles, the accessories for us. For the past 4 years, there's been a significant growth in the amount of production we do, the amount of people we employ, and the size of our workshop also. And now we have bridged the gap, and now we do also exports. Every time a client receives our item, maybe a shipment or a delivery, there's always that appreciation on the attention on details. It has always kept us smiling and going. It's not always about the money. It's always about the amount of people you impact. As long as you have the vision, just never stop creating. A brand is someone's real authenticity, so just never stop creating. What really makes me push the brand and our work is my dad's dedication to the craft. He has been doing this for the past 25 years, and he does, and he loves what he does. And my biggest achievement maybe is like getting his work outside there. That's my greatest desire, just to let his work be known everywhere. Yeah. there are instances that my dad and I have felt like the business maybe not for us, and the expectations were too high. In the recent years, from 2022, there's been a shortage in the leather available in the market, and it has made the business a bit quite tricky to maneuver. But as I always say, like, you just soldier on. My name is Kevin Abova. I'm the co-founder, Couture Leather. We started Couture Leather with my dad back in 2020. My dad has a background in leather for the past 25 years, and it's partly 10 years in footwear, the Juakali sector, and 15 years in the bag manufacturing sector, in the leather manufacturing sector. Growing up, I used to see him making shoes. We had a workshop, a small workshop at our home. I started learning little by little a bit of skills here and there, and then an idea came to me, like we could start something of our own. We initially started like as a shoe repair workshop just along the road here in Rongai. Now we started like doing shoe repairs, some new school shoes along the road. So many people along Rongai know us for shoe repairs and school shoes. So along the way, so many brands, leather brands, were closing down. Many bag makers or brands wanted like now to find where they can easily now get the business going and production going as their workshops are closed. So now we started like private labeling for other brands towards the end of 2020. We started as 2 people, and now we are at the workshop. We are a team of 5. We work with local women from Kiserian who do the beadworks for us, and also we work with the local the blacksmiths who do the casting and the accessory brass, the brass buckles, the accessories for us. For the past 4 years, there's been a significant growth in the amount of production we do, the amount of people we employ, and the size of our workshop also. And now we have bridged the gap, and now we do also exports. Every time a client receives our item, maybe a shipment or a delivery, there's always that appreciation on the attention on details. It has always kept us smiling and going. It's not always about the money. It's always about the amount of people you impact. As long as you have the vision, just never stop creating. A brand is someone's real authenticity, so just never stop creating. What really makes me push the brand and our work is my dad's dedication to the craft. He has been doing this for the past 25 years, and he does, and he loves what he does. And my biggest achievement maybe is like getting his work outside there. That's my greatest desire, just to let his work be known everywhere. Yeah. there are instances that my dad and I have felt like the business is maybe not for us, and the expectations were too high. In the recent years, from 2022, there's been a shortage in the leather available in the market, and it has made the business a bit quite tricky to maneuver. But as I always say, like, you just soldier on. My name is Kevin Abova. I'm the co-founder, Kisero Leather. We started Kisero Leather with my dad back in 2020. My dad has a background in leather for the past 25 years. And it's partly 10 years in footwear, the Juakali sector, and 15 years in the bag manufacturing sector, in the leather manufacturing sector. Growing up, I used to see him making shoes. We had a small workshop at our home. I started learning little by little a bit of skills here and there, and then an idea came to me, like we could start something of our own. We initially started like as a shoe repair workshop just along the road here in Rongai. Now we started like doing shoe repairs, some new school shoes along the road. So many people along Rongai know us for shoe repairs and school shoes. So along the way, so many brands, leather brands, were closing down. Many bag makers or brands wanted like now to find where they can easily now get the business going and production going as their workshops are closed. So now we started like private labeling for other brands. Towards the end of 2020, we started 2 people, and now we are at the workshop. We are a team of 5. We work with local women from Kiserian who do the beadwork for us, and also we work with the the blacksmiths who do the casting and the accessories, brass buckles, the accessories for us. For the past 4 years, there's been a significant growth in the amount of production we do, the amount of people we employ, and the size of our workshop also. And now we have bridged the gap, and now we do also exports. Every time a client receives our item, maybe a shipment or a delivery, there's always that appreciation on the attention on details. It has always kept us smiling and going. It's not always about the money. It's always about the amount of people you impact. As long as you have the vision, just never stop creating. A brand is someone's real authenticity, so just never stop creating. What really makes me push the brand and our work is my dad's dedication to the craft. He has been doing this for the past 25 years, and he does, and he loves what he does. And my biggest achievement maybe is like getting his work outside there. That's my greatest desire, just to let his work be known everywhere. Yeah. There are instances that my dad and I have felt like the business maybe not for us, and the expectations were too high. In the recent years from 2022, there's been a shortage in the leather available in the market, and it has made the business a bit quite tricky to maneuver. But as I always say, like, you just soldier on. My name is Kevin Apova. I'm the co-founder, Couture Leather. We started Couture Leather with my dad back in 2020. My dad has a background in leather for the past 25 years, and it's partly 10 years in footwear, the Juakali sector, and 15 years in the bag manufacturing sector, in the leather manufacturing sector. Growing up, I used to see him making shoes. We had a small workshop at our home. I started learning little by little a bit of skills here and there, and then an idea came to me like we could start something of our own. We initially started like as a shoe repair workshop just along the road here in Rongai. Now we started like doing shoe repairs, some new school shoes along the road. So many people along Rongai know us for shoe repairs and school shoes. So along the way,
you're having them week by week, right? Yeah. So stay tuned for more information. I think we'll share it at the end. And yes, so I think to start, we have, and I will leave the stage. I'm not on the runway, believe it or not. So, the first brand is called Shina. Okay, I've been told to give you guys a minute to settle in and settle down.
there are instances that my dad and I have felt like the business maybe not for us, and the expectations were too high. In the recent years from 2022, there's been a shortage in the leather available in the market, and it has made the business a bit quite tricky to maneuver. But as I always say, like, you just soldier on. My name is Kevin Apova. I'm the co-founder, Couture Leather. We started Couture Leather with my dad back in 2020. My dad has a background in leather for the past 25 years, and it's partly 10 years in footwear, the Juakali sector, and 15 years in the bag manufacturing sector, in the leather manufacturing sector. Growing up, I used to see him making shoes. We had a small workshop at our home. I started learning little by little a bit of skills here and there, and then an idea came to me like we could start something of our own. We initially started like as a shoe repair workshop just along the road here in Rongai. And now we started like doing shoe repairs, some new school shoes along the road. So many people along Rongai know us for shoe repairs and school shoes. So along the way, so many brands, leather brands, were closing down. Many bag makers or brands wanted like now to find where they can easily now get the business going and production going as their workshops are closed. So now we started like private labeling for other brands towards the end of 2020. We started at 2 people, and now we are at the workshop. We are a team of 5. We work with local women from Kiserian who do the beadwork for us, and also we work with the local the blacksmiths who do the casting and the accessories, brass buckles, the accessories for us.
Gina, I am a fashion designer with a love and passion for the craft of making clothes. My work is a love letter to avant-garde aesthetics, pushing boundaries to create pieces that are both conceptual and captivating. Beyond the design process, I am a firm advocate for slow fashion and circular fashion. Slow fashion and circular fashion. I believe in thoughtful creation over mass production, champion quality, longevity, and ethical responsibility in every garment. My goal is to craft inspiring, innovative fashion that challenges norms while leading the way toward a more sustainable and conscientious industry. Sheena, everyone.
I just wanna feel good every day. I wanna wear a smile upon my face. I wanna feel the joys of the day. I wanna feel alive in every moment. Said I won't waste time on feeling blue. Won't waste time on things I cannot change. I'm gonna live this day as best as I can, doing everything that feels right, singing la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. La la la, I wanna hear the laughter of a child. I wanna feel a hug from a loving friend. I wanna hear I love you every now
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Shangwa na vigelegele. One more time for them. Beautiful. Conceptual and captivating.
To a day it won't be sharp for you.
So sit tight, we have 5 more designers for you to indulge in.
Who you are is not what you wear, and what you think has nothing to do with hair. I love you for what your heart shows. That's why I just can't let it go. I ain't worried about your clothes, 'cause the clothes don't make the woman. And I ain't worried about your hair, 'cause the hair can't give me loving, only you. I ain't tripping on your shoes, 'cause they don't smile at me the way you do. Girl, to me you're a miracle. You're so much more than material. I don't mind if you have fun going out to get your makeup done, and I won't mind if I see you exploring different sides of you. I love you from the inside out. I love all the things that I don't know about, 'cause you're the realest woman I know. That's why I just can't let it go. I ain't worried about your clothes, 'cause the clothes don't make the woman. And I ain't worried about your hair, 'cause the hair can't give me loving, only you. I ain't tripping on your shoes, 'cause they don't smile at me the way you do. Girl, to me you're a miracle. You're so much more than material. I ain't worried about your clothes, 'cause the clothes don't make the woman. And I ain't worried about your hair, 'cause the hair can't give me love.
Okay, thank you. DJ Kadawa on the ones and twos, thank you. If you're just joining us, the past designer, the handle is Sheena, that's SHENA_KE, Sheena_KE. Next, we have Sophia. Moto. Sophia Studio was founded in April of 2025. It's a Kenyan fashion brand created for bold, expressive, and fashion-forward individuals who value artistry and craftsmanship over fast fashion. Our signature aesthetics blends unconventional materials such as sandalwood beads, with bold colors and striking cuts. With a deep appreciation for traditional beadwork, we reinterpret these techniques in unique and artist wearables. Each piece is crafted slowly using organic materials, honoring craftsmanship and intentional design. The brand was founded by Sophie Kinya, a design graduate passionate about storytelling through fashion, art, and photography. Her journey began in 2022 with editorial projects that used wearable art to explore and reflect on the human experience. Today, Sophia continues to grow as an artistry-driven space where people connect with their roots through design that is authentically African, yet created for the global modern individual. Sophia, everyone.
Baby, oh, she don't know now when we don't know me. Mona Lisa normally don't find a will. And on drop by with my baby. And I won't drop out, but I know. Go, yo. Mama, sun down for your body, yo. Niger with this out that come, yo. My type is the perfect come, yo. Kilo, fair, mo, yo. Feel like say, para to your body, yo. You know, wine like palm, yo. Can't take it slow, man. Can you give me pressure? That's why I treasure. You I see success. That's why I'm obsessed. The wine is my leisure, my only treasure. Without you, I'm lonely. That's why I leave you alone. No, can't leave you alone. That's why I can't leave you alone. That's why I can't leave you alone. I've been waiting long, somewhere across the line. Guilty, you stay in my mind. With the most of all your choices, beautiful, I made okay. Hold it, but not hold it. There's always a choice. Just know it for me, no, yeah. That's why I treasure. Even I see success. That's why I'm obsessed. The wine is my leisure, my only treasure. Without you, I'm lonely.
If you want to tag Sophia, that's Sophia Studio _official, SOPHAYA Studio _official. We have more pieces coming for you, so sit tight.
brush it off glowing. Ear to the ground so you know we've been knowing. Marching on forward, yeah, we gotta keep it moving. Brush it off glowing. Ear to the ground so you know we've been knowing. Marching on forward, yeah, we gotta keep it moving. Yeah, tell him, yeah, tell him, yeah, tell him. Look to the sky, ready for whatever comes. If you live by the gun, then you better run when the party is done. So I hope you had fun. Trying to live the world much better than I got it. The world won't stop till I'm once and it got me. Tough to watch where everything is. Does anyone see what's happening? Gotta ask my mama to pray for me, cause my heart too heavy for my mouth to speak. And the last thing I wanna do, the last thing I wanna do is ever lie to you.
They won't colonize the galaxy. Meanwhile, peace, but here be fallacy. 3 trillion for the war fund. And us street children and the orphans. I think the whole world needs a hug. Nah, I live fuck around and catch a bug. I have an excess, but why should I be?
So fire, everyone. One more round of applause. Beautiful. Each piece is crafted slowly using organic materials, honoring craftsmanship and intentional design. One more time for Sophia. Yes. Beautiful. Again, the socials are at Sophia_studio_official. That's SOPHAYA studio_official. Nice. How we all feeling? By a show of love that, love that. Okay, if you're just joining us, this is Code and Couture, where fashion meets tech, and fashion and tech meet heritage, culture, design, innovation. Code. What does code mean? Ancestral code, AI, ancestral intelligence, you know. So these are just some questions that, you know, we need to be thinking about. Talk to your neighbor. Which piece do you see yourself in? Because after this, the designers will be showcasing outside, so you can get a taste, a feel. You can feel the clothes. You can get the stories after this. So we have 3 more. 3? 1, 2. We have 4 more designers for you. So we're still here for a long time and a lovely time. I hope you're excited. I hope these pieces evoke something beautifully new, that sparks something about, what does heritage look like to you? What does styling myself look like to you? Am I feeling bold in the clothes that I'm wearing? Just tafakari hayo. Up next for your plate that is now full of delicacies, I hope. Namsi Shibe, don't be full yet. We have Maisha by Nisria. They are a fashion brand rooted in sustainability, creativity, and empowerment. I hope you're seeing the themes. There's people who are working in sustainability, empowerment, creativity. They are based in Kikopey, Gilgil. The brand upcycles discarded textiles into bold, one-of-a-kind pieces. Actually, let me just show you real quick. This is Maisha by Nisria, but sorry, it is not available. It's an archival piece. Yes, so one-of-a-kind pieces that tell stories of innovation. I hope you're seeing the innovation. Through its community programs, Maisha trains and uplifts young women, underserved youth, and persons with disabilities, equipping them with tailoring and design skills to build confidence and livelihoods. On the runway, Maisha celebrates fashion as a tool for change, sustainable, stylish, and deeply connected to community. Maisha by Nisria, everyone.
Aneno nyako moro kae nyinge ng'a? To bende onyalo mielo ngoma nyinge ng'a? To be onyalo miel koda nyinge ng'a? Atoti sudi kai mondi miel koda? Yawa atoti sudi kai monda miel kodi? Atoti lovely deadly nyakoni? Iromo wiya? Atoti kiss me nyakoni? Iromo miel go? Atoti mix me fix me nyakoni? Iromo pacha? Atoti take me nyakoni? Iromo miel go? Sudi miel koda? Kiki tumu wei? Kiki tuom chonga? Kika nyon tiendi? Umewatere mana mos mdogo mdogo? Nyako miel vile tunataka raka piny malo yengoga. Atoti nyonoga mos rundoga. Atoti yengoga mos winyoga. Atoti wekoga mos teroga. This way that way nyako do it my way. Atota ngoma timi. Atoti thumweri. To wiki mosh bende mari. To maji bende duari. Natoti dinde kilari. Nikech maen miel mara doti. Nango atoti nyonoga. Atoti yengoga. Atoti rundoga. Atoti winyoga. Atoti dakane kimielo gino. Yawa dakane kimielo gino. Pinye malo kakitinge. Mbele nyuma kakisude. Kando bate kakigwete. This way that way kakitere. Kakitinge kakisude kakigwete kakitere very good. Atotio, the only face in Lake Victoria. Atotango, the only female on my email. Atotio, your name is my screensaver. Atotango, the only female manigi flavor. Nyeletem na favor, yabatome taketo. So de this, kachi so de that way. Chakiseka na kocha. Sitep na kone, asitanda na kocha. Mak nungoni, rundoga. Imak nungona, sodoga. Hansa kimbo nyako, teroga. Sitanda tenso nyako, wenyoga. Kiss to the gas.
sabes cuánto te quiero. Si send the location, I slide. And I dash you, baby. And I dash you, baby. It's like time I feel like we should let go. For this fight, without you, what you say. It's like time I feel like we should let go.
Maisha by Nisria and the beautiful Cynthia Mwangi, the brand representative. Yes, beautiful. You can find Maisha by Nisria, Maisha MAISHABYNISRI. Maisha by Nisria, just the same way you say it, you'll find them on socials. Beautiful. One more round of applause. Yes, beautiful. Lovely. So for those of you who are just joining us, we've had 3 beautiful fashion houses, designers. The first was Sheena. You can find them at Sheena, SHENA_KE. Then we had Sophia. Sophia is Sophia Studios with a PH, Sophia Studio_official. And the ones who have just left the beautiful runway is Maisha by Nisria.
Salaka bongo, bona nino salaka bongo bongo. Okolo balikambo yo tala simante, okolo balikambo yo banga batote. Bona nino salaka très impudique, okoko tananda kwa bato oyoka sonite. Bona nino salaka bongo. Ozalaka na yo très impoli, ozalaka na yo très impoli, ozalaka na yo très impoli, bona nino salaka. Okokota nanda kwa bato beta porte te, olekani direct na chambre à coucher. Bona nino salaka très impoli, bona nino salaka bongo. Osukoli monokote olingi osolola yo na motoi. Bona nino salaka mal levé, ozalaka na yo très impoli, osalaka bongo okokota na biro ya moto ekoti na moto okokota na biro ya moto sigarete na monokoi ye yanga namelaka na ye sigarete te okomi kuna okamati cendrier pake ya sigarete na yo mpona nini osalaka bongo okokota na biro ya moto okomi kotanga mikanda ozalaka na yo trese polie ozalaka na yo trese polie ozalaka na yo trese polie mpona nini osalaka bongo okokota na ndako ya moto sanoli suki te okosenga ye kisanola ntango okoti na ndako mpona nini ozalaka maleduke mpona nini osalaka bongo moninga bokola na ye akomi mokonzi okosenga ye mbongo na kati ya defile ozalaka na yo trese polie ozalaka na yo trese polie
All right. Next up, we have Mabatini Studios redefining fashion. Can I hear again from Mabatini Studios? One time, one time, one time. Nice. And they redefine fashion through thrifted fabrics. Believe it. Mabatini is more than a fashion brand. Upcycling with purpose. Give it up for William. Beautiful. Upcycling with purpose, designing sustainability, creating consciously. William, everybody, give it up one more time. Yes. Nice. And you can find Mabatini on Instagram at Mabatini_studio. At Mabatini_studio. And I hope you're seeing the endless and limitless possibilities of waste. And waste is not waste until you waste it.
Check. All right, so this is how the models are feeling when they're getting on stage. Good afternoon. It is a good afternoon. Thank you so much. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here. My name is Kibi. That is Kiby, Kibi the Freak. That's where I go on all platforms. Yeah, Kibi the Freak, quite literally. And my song, I'm also displaying actually some of the masks that you've seen here. The one with the glasses. I don't know if it's been worn yet, or the one which was over here. I just shared with the team that I just met here, and I believe that's also why we are doing this, so that we can collaborate with each other. So when I arrived, I was just like, hey, I don't want to wear these things on my own. If you feel something can go with your outfit, please. And yeah, I was a hit. You know, they came for all of them. So I'm not wearing my mask right now, but I usually light up with this. These are also my electronic drums. It would be nice if there's a drummer in the house. I'll be playing the first song, As You Search Your Heart. But if a drummer can come and jam, it could be a reggae song, you know, just easy. Those are my electronic drums, made myself, called Kibia Freak Drums. But for now, I'm going to perform a song called Muhongo. I'm a performing artist. And Muhongo basically is from Luya community, and it just means a noble person, you know, mkubwa, bossy, you know, an integral person with integrity. Thank you, Mr. DJ. Crank me up. So, yeah, feel free to merge in. And it's also a collaboration. Just play the song, it's fine. It's actually also a collaboration, just like this one, but it's a Kenyan-Danish collaboration. So my producer is actually a Danish friend of mine. We've been friends for over 10 years. He's called Sist, and yeah. Yeah. As my life unfold, man, I just stand tall, watching the world go cold, as my ancestors were told. Brothers selling their souls to please the sisters with gold. I don't wanna be immortal, wanna wake up in a better tomorrow. So we started solo, to be something that people will follow. Wake them up from the Godoro, shine the power in the sorrow. Wagundu, wake like a sorrow, in a kuwanga, nakichochoro, yaku hepa, mami nyororo, one of many lives, oxymoron. Mdogo, wakani sorrow. sasa niko na mbogi na niko na goro. Mdogo mdogo wakani soro, sasa niko na mbogi na niko na goro. Zoya hii sura, zoya hii voice, juu mimi ndiye muhongo. Zoya hii sura, zoya hii song, juu mimi ndiye So niko hapa mapema nifanye tena na tena, hata niwe mabela natengezanga mahela, nikishika kamera na capture your cerebellum, nikitengeza kawimbo kana rock afela. Kijana mwalela, kijana mwalela, nimelelewa mlaleo, napenda maembe masala, niko hapa. Hey. Mdogo mdogo wakani soro, sasa niko na mbogi na niko na goro. Mdogo mdogo wakani soro, sasa niko na mbogi na niko na goro. Zoya hii sura, zoya hii voice, juu mimi ndiye muhongo. Zoya hii story, zoya hii song, juu mimi ndiye muhongo. Zoya hii sura, zoya hii voice, juu mimi ndiye muhongo. Zoya hii story, zoya hii song, juu mimi ndiye muhongo. Juu mimi ndiye muhongo. Juu mimi ndiye muhongo. Yeah, that's Muhongo. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much. All of you are Muhongos because you're following your heart and you're following your dreams. I know how hard it is to be a creative. And just to show that I was also following the panelists, it's also good to know, it feels better really, you know, like a problem shared is half, you know, solved. It feels good to know that the struggle is also the same even when you're Maju or when you're out of this country, because, you know, the illusion is that probably outside there things are better. But no, probably it's better right here where you are, right? Yeah. Black Africa, right?
Ashe.
Thank you. I'll probably do another one if you guys let me.
Yes, of course. Kibby the Freak, everyone. Kibby the Freak on socials. Next, we have House of Nyambura. Yes. A rising Kenyan brand blending African and East Asian heritage with modern design. So we are intercontinental right at this point. This collection explores structure, sustainability, and cultural storytelling through bold, contemporary silhouettes. House of Nyambura, everybody.
Accra to Labadi, they ride in Trotro. Wabe no kulu wabayi, when ya mam wata wa no confuse. Trotro, we ride in Trotro. Ben no kula bayi. Ben no kula bayi. Ben no kula bayi. Ben no kula bayi.
Nyambura! Wow, wow, wow. Innovation, creativity. You can find them at House of Nyambura on Instagram. One more time for House of Nyambura! Yes! Serving excellence, heritage, innovation, beauty, roots, culture. So just to let you know, this is one of 5 events, one of 5 installations that Creatives Garage, ex-British Council and East African Arts are doing. So the next event we have on 22nd November at Shah Houses in Ngara from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Theater play where storytelling meets AI. Wow. The second one, we have the Nai Hunt, Nairobi Hunt, 30th November at Uhuru Park. It is a scavenger hunt. The third one, we have Unfold Conversations on 3rd December at Black Rhino here, Humu, in the basement of the mall, a panel discussion on AI x climate change. The fourth one, we have Into Protopia on 12th December. Aspire Center, to be at Aspire Center. A volumetric, tongue twisters. A volumetric capture concert featuring Zaituni. Oh, it's a sweet Zaituni and 2 UK artists. We'll also have lots of activities with an AI lab for kids, where they can be taught to make an app, a website, to prompt etc. Also some indie games and AI films and art. People can submit through the link in Creatives Garage bio. So if you go to Creatives Garage at Creatives Garage, you'll find the link to submit your art for Into Protopia, and this is the one of 5 of the events. If you want to follow the organizers, it's at East African Arts, at British Council, at Creatives Garage, and shout out to DJ Kadawa on the 1s and 2s. Isn't he doing a fantastic job? One time for DJ Kadawa, yeah! just want to give a special shout out to Hisi Studio. If you all turn your eyes to the left side of the tent at the back, you'll see a beautiful tapestry. I don't know if Wanjiko is here. Wanjiko, where are you? Is she here?
Yeah.
I want her to say a little something about Hisi Studio, please, because it's beautiful work. This is fashion. This is accessibility. It's just beautiful. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Should I get on? Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh, nice shoes. Oh, thanks, guys. My name is Wanjiko Angela with Hisi Studio. We are a lifestyle brand that's rethinking and leveraging how visually impaired people participate in fashion. So we produce garments with braille and braille phrases. Today I'm wearing love on my side. So it's coded, right? And our work also includes artwork that people can touch. Blind people can experience artwork with touch, and it goes please touch, contrary to what galleries and museums would have as do not touch. So the piece, circles or dots, is welcome for all of you to touch and experience. So it's a poem on inclusion and a metaphor on who we think as circles and who we think as dots, how we exclude and how we include. We're all the same people, the same shape, but some people are treated like circles, some are treated like dots. We sit in our own circles and leave some people out, but we need to rethink how we do that. So the poem is dedicated to all of us to rethink who we include in our spaces, how we respect people, how we create, how we design for them, and how we just carry on love. So let's be aware of love. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final runway, our final showcase. just to remind you, we have 5 events in total. This is the first one of 5. First one is Code and Couture, which is what we are today, wearable art fashion event. Then we have Dystopia on the 22nd of November in Shah House. Then we have Nairobi Hunt on the 30th of November at Uhuru Park. Uhuru Park. Okay. Then we have Unfold Conversations AI X Climate on 3rd December 2025 at Black Rhino right here at the mall basement. Then we have Into Protopia, which is the finale showcase, and all this information can be found in the link of Creative's Garage. Ladies and gentlemen, our final showcase.
Do you recall not long ago when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember, all we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. Blood kiss, fire gun, we would need someone to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. What will we do when we get old? Will we walk down the same road? Will you be there by my side, standing strong as the waves roll over? And the nights are long, longing for you to come home. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. Blood kiss, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Blood kiss, fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. Maybe fairy lights, those blue lights, into strobe light, maybe even fairy lights, not blue flashing lights. Don't you run when you hear the sirens coming. When you hear the sirens coming, you better not run, 'cause the siren's not coming for you. What have you done? You went to school that day. Was a bit late, but it was a Monday. Kept after class for answering back. You apologized, and ain't harm in that. What have you done? There's no need to run. If you've done nothing wrong, blue lights should just pass you by. Gun crime into your right. Violence into your left. My headphones flooding the auditory. Just waves you accept. You're sitting on the floor back home. Where you at, G? Answer your phone. Pause the poison to answer his message. Your boy sounds rushed, fears for his adolescence. What have you done? There's no need to run. If you've done nothing wrong, blue lights should just pass you by.
I love the way it flows. I love the way it grows. The There's something in this sound that takes me far. It's like a special song, can move my mood along. But I cannot say you'll hit through my guitar. She told me at the bass line, and everything will be alright. She told me that the groove is mine, it will take us through the night. And where I'll go, can't explain, I'll never know. But it's beautiful. You can't take this away from me. The way I hear the melody, the waves bring clarity, running through me. You can't take this away from me. Oh, the way I hear the melody, the waves bring clarity, running through me. I love the way it sings, all the joy that it brings. Remember skating down the road towards the park. I could never say no. You with that summer glow. The music gives me sun when winter starts. She told me at the baseline, everything will be alright. She told me that the beat is mine, it will rock us through the night. And where I go, can't explain, I'll never know. But it's beautiful. You can't take this away from me. Oh, the way I hear the melody, the waves bring clarity, running through me. You can't take this away from me. Oh, the way I hear the melody, the waves bring clarity, running through me. You can't take this away from me. The way I hear the melody, the waves bring clarity, running through me. Come on, y'all. You can't take this away from me.
So many reasons why I want you for you, my love. Now you want to retire with my love. Oh. See all the little good things you do, they make me no. This distance is taking a hold of me for sure. Baby, come. I'm hard to make with it. Girl, I wanna make you low. I wanna make you low. Oh, no. I'm hard to make with it. Oh, no. Girl, I wanna make you low. Oh, no. I wanna make you low. Pull over. Come on, pull over. Should be not this kind of things where they make man see ya. And me, I understand, say your dad know like me, rara. See me, I won't make you know, say me there for you, cara. And if not the price be that, I feel like to see ya. I never tried you for nothing. This love will make me the jack and shit. Because you wait till you, I'm not gonna me with this all thing,
Man, get tonight till I fade out. Keep the vibe no pure on my way out. Boulevard, anytime we stay back. The men them outside, we know they.
Kenyan Raw, everybody! Yes!
Thank God, tell him I don't pay out. Oh, see, I'm ahead of them, I she want you. I'm a fucking baller, you got only me. No man fit talk shit to me. You know me, you go collect. See, I'm on a meeting.
Woo! Whoa! Come on, Kenyan Raw! Hey!
This is
Elle,
mix for the city.
Allah,
Start snapping.
Wololo,
Leak on the jack.
Wololo.
Let's make it happen. Oh, it's me.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
It's me.
All the way up.
It's me.
I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Shorty, what you want? Shorty, what you need? What you need? My niggas run the game. We ain't never leave. Never leave. Counting up this money. We ain't never sleep. Never sleep. You got V12. I got 12 V's. Got bottles. Got weed. Got my.
I'm all the way up.
Shorty, what you want? I got what you need. Shorty, what you want? I got what you need.
The creative, the innovator.
I'm all the way up.
All the way up. Yes. Yes.
Cause lemonade is a popular drink and it still is. Survival of the littest. Niggas who really up verse niggas up in your business. I'm in the room with real niggas not allowed. I'm the only one in the room that they fear right now. I think they clear right now. Let's celebrate, no red champagne, we don't play that. All we see is gold bottles.
How are you feeling? God is good. All the time. Okay, my name is Morgan Azedi. I'm a professional designer, stylist, and a high fashion model. So my brand name is called Kenyan_Raw Collections. I do upcycle and recycling of raw materials to make these amazing outfits. So every outfit you see here, they are on sale. If you want to buy one, you can just take. Even the one I'm wearing are on sale. Yeah? Okay, to my models, thank you so much for showcasing my art, and may God bless you. So if you want to see my work in all social media, Kenyan_Raw everywhere. Thank you.
One time for Kenyan Raw.
I did my own, you dey shake your nyashi for where I dey drink okokoro. I dey for river, they cast in my net, you decide to show your pololo. Waiting I don't do for you, now waiting you want, that they do it times two. And I no me for Jocko, they love for baby. Nyashi na nyashi, nyashi na nyashi.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. One more time for the designers. We had Sheena, Sophia, Maisha by Nisria, Mabatini Studios, House of Nyambura, and Kenyan Raw. I just want to invite Wairimo to come and speak about what this is, why are you here, and what they have planned for us in this 2025 Showcase UK and Kenya.
Hello, everybody. Hey, my name is Wairimo. I am the head of community at Ngara. Show of hands, how many of you have been to an event in Ngara? Yeah? Okay. So inviting all of you together with Creatives Garage, Thayo's team. We are also hosting a few events in Ngara. We'll be having an XR, VR experience for 5 days. So come and play with digital products, watch VR, 360 films, have some body motion stuff happening. There's lots of things in store for you for that. We have Creative Arena with Art Club Kenya. Musa Musi is having an artist residency, which will culminate in an exhibition, and lots of other really, really wonderful events. Please check us out on our Instagram at Visit Ngara. Karibuni sana. We welcome Creatives Garage, who are going to be doing their Hadithi Dystopia on the 22nd. So lots happening. All the socials for all the information. Asanteni.
And don't go anywhere yet. This deadly, no, you can go. This deadly DJ is up here till late. You see this stage I am on, I have set it for you. I want to see you boogie, I want to see you dance over here. You know, we are here for music, we are here for arts, we are here for culture, we are here to have a good time. Yes, amazing, 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 amazing. On behalf of Creatives Garage, British Council and East African Arts, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you for sharing your energy, because we don't take it for granted. It's been an exchange. It's been very spiritual. It's been a very spiritual exchange. So thank you for giving us your time, your energy, and for, as Kibi said, you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. And hopefully, you will choose to be at the next 5 ones, the future ones. So we'll have Kibi perform one more time, and then the DJ will take it over. I've been your host for today, Mutete Bakita. Thank you, and thank you so much, Dayo. Dayo is the creative director that lends the eye, the wisdom behind Creative's Garage, the visionary, Bazoo! Hey! Thank you. You can find me on @Mutete_Bakita. That's BAKHITA. I'm a conscious fashion educator and a custodian of African culture heritage. Thank you. Welcoming Kibi back on stage, KIBBY, the freak.
Mic check.
Wait,
all right.
Sorry, Kibi, before you go on,
Yes.
I just want to thank the tech guys. You
Yes.
guys have done a fantastic, phenomenal job. Yani, we didn't have any glitches during the online discussion. Thank you so much. The lights, Brand Africa for this beautiful setup. Thank you so much. Over to you, Kibi.
Thank you very much. So as she said, it's time to dance right now, so I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I've already introduced myself, Kibi the Freak. My stand has also been there. The drums are here, so when the DJ is playing, if there's a drummer here and you're feeling inspired, you don't have to be good, you know, you just hit something. Please connect. But now I'm going to play a song called Dunda to Dunde. This is also a collaboration with the same friend. And Dunda to Dunde, because today Tunadunda, drop it, DJ. Oh, what? Huh? I will let you know. Let's do it. Dunda to Dunde. Atisikiliza vibes ina overflow zinatiririka na mimi natiko vikombe juminibirika nafanya machali generali wanaserereka na wasichana komando wanafiririnda na wachachisha na wachemsha dina hamasisha sababisha majirani wanabisha inspo wakaribishwa jipitisha kwa dirisha so na waingisha kihakikisha leo I wanna have a good time. Everybody leo nataka kujibamba. Oh what a bam. Hey Miss Brown, you look so fine, madam. If can I be your down? I wanna have some fun from sundown till dawn to patane downtown to keep party kama clown. DJ playing our song, pick it slow down now. Ling up a crowd, leo. Nataka ni wa smooth, ni wa nice, ni wa slow. Ni waingize wimbo, ni waingize box. Nichanganye kapuka, kanungo na kibongo. Wadunde kudunda kidogo cheki. Wadada deng. Kadenge na mpira, anachanga mapeng. Wadenge wandanengu wa wakichong majin. Wanadai mawabli mbada kibugudum. Hini crazy bro, inafanya ni feel fit Joe. My energies in a go with the flow. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. My amateurs wanna dance ki pro. And I walk wa mariro. Hey mariro, leo. I wanna have a good time. Everybody leo. Nataka kujibamba. Oh what a bam. Hey Miss Brown, you look so fine, madam. If can I be your down? I wanna have some fun from sundown till down to Patane downtown to Kipati kama clown. DJ playing our song, pick it, slow down now. Pulling a background low. The freak, sikiliza, at your work, sikiliza. Vibes in a overflows in a tiririka. Na mimi natika vikombe jumini birika. Nafanya machali generali wana serereka. Na wasichana komando wanafiririnda. Na wachatisha na wachemsha dina hamasisha. Sababisha majirani wanabisha bisha. Inspo wakaribisha wajipitisha kwa dirisha. So na waingisha kikisha leo. Nataka niwa smooth niwa nice niwa slow. Niwaimbie wimbo niwaikize box. Nichanganye kapuka kanungo na kibongo. Wadunde kudunda kidogo cheki. Wadada deng deng. Kadenge na mpira anachanga mape. Wadenge wananengu kwa wakijong mating. Wanadai mawabling baadaye. Ukienda chini kwa chini useme haulo. Usiende tuputupu jifunike taulo. Ukitaka dabo dabo siogope kunisho. Netawili zo beats tukiwa na paulo. Paulo. Hey yo, Willy Wam. Hey, Willy Wam. Come on. Patch your mic. So Willy Wam is a friend of mine. As I finish up, he does something very special. Yeah, I told you listen to what I was performing. So for just 1 minute, I want him to do something. He's actually, let me let him say it for himself, but he's called Willy Wam. Yeah, Willy Wam, come introduce yourself. Come stand over here. I'm cabled, but you're not. Yeah. So tell them a little bit about
Hello,
yourself.
I'm Willy Wam and I'm a beatboxer.
Yeah.
Basically, I create beats with my mouth.
Yes. So can we do an acoustic of what we just did there?
Yeah.
Boom. That's Willy Wam. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Creative Garage. Thank you, British Council. Thank you, all of you, for your beautiful faces. And this crowd over here was lit. Mwah. Love you all. Thank you.
The right one, baby, won't you come close to me? I give you that, attention, the right one, I see the way you move, and I like it. I see the way you groove, and I like it. Continue that way, and I think I'll wife it. I need someone I can face real life with. Not every day I meet her, one in a billion. Me and you together, girl, one in a zillion. Dogo kidogo, hebu songa kidogo. Ukieza ina, kisha simama. Ukieza elewa, jua sitachelewa. Wajua, nakupenda zaidi. Ukieza elewa, jua sitachelewa. Amina, nakupenda zaidi. I give you that, attention, the right one, baby, won't you come close to me? I give you
There are instances that my dad and I have felt like this is maybe not for us, and the expectations were too high.
Oh my.
In the recent years from 2022, there's been a shortage in the leather available in the market. It has made the business a bit quite tricky to maneuver. But as I always say, like, you're a soldier.